Hebrew Israelite DNA haplogroup E1B1A. This haplogroup is found predominantly among Bantu Negro descendants to include but not limited to the African, Limba, many West African tribes, Igbo Jews, Yoruba Jews, African Americans, West Indians, Brazilian, Haitians, and other Negro-influenced races throughout the Caribbean and scattered across all the different nations. Contrary to false DNA reporting, this is not a sub-Saharan or Hamitic haplogroup. It is Semitic in origin, should have been Shemitic. In origin, Negroes have been identified as being exempt from the bloodline of Ham, per the Zondervan's Compact Bible Dictionary. This haplogroup represents the Y DNA of Jacob, the father of the 12 tribes of Israel. Now that's a Dr. Yeshua ben Ephraim. Here it talks about Ham being the father of the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites, but not the Negro. Here's a closer-up picture here. Yeah. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably 98 years before the flood, 96 years before the flood. So. And one of the 8 to live through the flood. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and the Canaanites. So he's not the progenitor of the Negroes. Joel chapter 3. For behold, in those days, and in the time when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. I will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, and parted my land. And they have cast lots for my people, and gave a bar for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Yeah, what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye render me a recompense? And if ye recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temple my goodly pleasant things. The children of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye may remove them far from their borders. Behold, I will raise them out of the places where ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head. And I will sell your sons and your daughters to the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off, for Yahweh has spoken it. If the Most High speaks something, believe me, it comes to pass. But you can believe that. So Deuteronomy chapter 30, this is what we have to do. And it shall come to pass, verses 1 through 3, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether Yahweh the Elohim have driven thee, and shalt return to Yahweh the Elohim, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children, with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, that then Yahweh the Elohim will return thy captivity, and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations where the Yahweh the Elohim have scattered thee. So we have to turn after all these things, and they have come upon us, the blessings and the curses, which was said before us. So now we're in the land of our captivity. Isaiah chapter 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations, and shall assemble the outcast of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. While the preachers and teachers in the Christian church are not preaching these things to the church, its watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs. They cannot bark, sleeping, lying down, loving to slumber, sleeping, or dreaming, or talking in their sleep. Yeah, they are greedy dogs which can never have enough. And they are shepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way, every one for his gain from his quarter. Come ye, say they, I will fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink. Tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more abundant. That's what they saying. They ain't worried about teaching our people nothing. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out, cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For Yahweh has poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and has closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers and the seers he has covered. And the vision of all is become unto you as the words of a book that is sealed, which men deliver to one that is learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I cannot, for it is sealed. And the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he saith, I am not learned. Wherefore the Lord said, Forasmuch as this people draw near me with their mouths and with their lips, do honor me, but have removed their hearts far from me, and their fear toward me is taught by the precepts of men. That's what's happening in this world today. All these feel-good preachers doing their own precepts instead of teaching the real fear of the Most High, so the people could really try to get themselves together. Awake from sleep. Romans chapter 13, verses 11 and 12. Do this, knowing the time that is already the hour for you to awaken from sleep. For now salvation is nearer to us than when we believed. The night is almost gone, the day is near. Therefore let us lay aside the deeds of darkness and put on the armor of light. Luke chapter 22, verses 45 and 46. When he rose from prayer, he came to the disciples and found them sleeping from sorrow, and said to them, Why are you sleeping? Get up and pray that you may not enter into temptation. So we need to be awake in this last hour. So in Romans chapter 11, verse 25, For I would not, brethren, that ye should be ignorant of this mystery, lest ye should be wise in your own conceit. That blindness in part has happened to Israel until the fullness of the Gentiles come in. So Israel will be blinded until the fullness of the Gentiles come in. And Israel is starting to wake up, so it seems like they just about running out of time. I say then, Romans 11, chapter 1 and 2, I say then, has Yahweh cast away his people? Yahweh forbid. For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Yahweh has not cast away his people which he foreknew. Most High Yahweh loves his people. Romans 11, chapter 5 and 6. Even so, then, at this present time, also there is a remnant according to the election of grace. So we believe in Yahweh Shai Mashiach, just in trying our best to learn His laws, statutes, and commandments, His way of living, then that He wanted us to live, then we are the election of grace, and I thank Him for it. And if by grace, then it is no more of works. Otherwise, grace is no more grace. But if it be of works, then it is not. It is no more grace. Otherwise, work is no more work. So it has to be by grace. We have to get this by grace. And I thank Him for that. Thank you, Most High. Just in your Son, Yasharahla. The conclusion, Negro and Negro land. I've wondered for many years who I am and where I came from. I've studied the Bible from a Gentile perspective and did not see myself in there as a Hebrew until the curses of Deuteronomy 28:15 through 68 and the transatlantic slave trade was brought to my attention. When I read it thoroughly and studied the transatlantic slave trade, the Most High Yahweh opened my eyes to the truth. The Afro-Negro is the biblical Hebrew Israelite. The people who were occupying the land that they labeled the slave coast in the Horn of West Africa was the kingdom of Judah, one of the 12 tribes of Israel, authentic Hebrew Israelites, the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahweh's chosen people. We are called to awake from sleep and return to the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High to learn His ways and believe in the one whom He has sent, Yahweh Shahamashiach, Yahweh's only begotten Son. Now, this is my first time doing a presentation like this. I'm sure I will get better at it as I try to portray the Most High's words and to try to help awaken Israel, Yasharahla, and so we could turn to the Most High and come back to Him and be part of this great awakening that He's doing in the last day. So y'all pray for me, and I'll be praying for you all, and much love to you. This is Kanatayah ban Yasharahla, and I say Shalom.